But as you can see, there's no number out in front of here to sandwich in between. So these two are the ones that are significant. So you have two significant digits in this one. We will do the significant digit stuff together because I don't believe that it's actually an MCA standard for Minnesota. Okay, this one, you'd have 2. This one, oh, the 0 sandwiched between the 8 and the 6, and the 0 is measured out to here. So this is 4. This one would have 2. So which one had 4 significant digits? That would be C. Okay. Multiply these two. If you multiply them, how many significant digits in the answer? So when you're using significant digits and you're using an operation, you take the least amount. So this one has 1, 2, 3 significant digits. This one has 2. You take the least amount, which would give you the 2. Okay? Number 10 also says using significant digits, do this operation. Well, before we even do the operation, let's look at significant digits. Right here, 1, 2, there's 2 significant digits in that one. When it's scientific notation, don't worry about the 10 to the whatever, just look at the decimal one. And then there's 3 here. We need the least amount. We need one with 2 significant digits. Well, the only one here with 2 significant digits is B. So the correct answer is B. Okay, on the first page, that's where I think you'll struggle. Second page. Number 1, we haven't done something like this. So what I would do is just plug it into your calculator. You could do 3 times the square root of 15 and see if you get the same decimal as the square root of 135. Your answer for this one will be A when you figure it out. We will focus on that next year during Algebra 1 on how to simplify that out better than that. Number 2 is an estimation. Which one's closest? You can do this. We did this in class at the beginning of the school year, so it's going to be a long time ago. Which one's closest to the square root of 53? Well, you have to think, what's the opposite of square root? Squaring a number. So if I have the 4, that would be 4 squared. Well, that's 16. Is that close to 53? Not really. So go through all your numbers here and see which one's closest to 53. Okay, that's my hint for you on that one. Same idea here, but you do have a calculator, I know, so you can also figure out that one. 4 is very similar to 2. Okay, you'll be able to figure out that one. Number 5, I feel like you're going to struggle because it says 2 consecutive numbers. Consecutive numbers are just in a row, so 4 and 5, 5 and 6. Square root of 40 falls between what 2 numbers? Well, what's 4 squared? 16. What's 5 squared? 25. Does 40 fall in between 16 and 25? Nope, so we're already done with A. Look for the correct answer on that one. Number 6, we're talking about irrational and rational numbers again. That was the beginning of the school year, so you're not going to remember probably. What you need to remember, most numbers that we deal with are rational. Those are the ones we're used to. Irrational are the easier ones to define. Irrational numbers, the only ones that you've dealt with so far in your math career are a square root of a non-perfect square. So remember, if it's not a perfect square, so if it's not like square root of 16, square root of 16 we know is 4. So if it was a square root of 15, oh, I don't know what that is. That would give you an irrational number. The other irrational number you know is pi. Okay, so that should help you on number 6. That takes care of that page. The next page you should be fine. If you do have questions, make sure you ask one of us. We're going to look at the next page after that. Chapter 3 test looks pretty good, except for when we get to number 15. So this is page 45 on the bottom, number 15. I'm afraid you're going to forget that these lines here mean absolute value. Remember, we just talked about absolute value again. That's the distance from 0. So remember, when you plug in those things and you do that operation, you have to take that positive answer because it's a distance. Distance is always positive. So remember that when you're doing that one. And then chapter 4, you should be good. So for this week's assignment, you're doing chapters 1 through 4. So this is a whole week's assignment. So in this packet, you're going to do chapters 1 through 4, and then you have 4 skills that are assigned to you on the IXL. As long as you meet the criteria for the IXL, you will receive your homework points for that portion. Now, the quiz that I'm going to assign to you is going to be based off of this packet. It will be 10 random questions from chapters 1 through 4. So make sure you're doing it. Make sure you're doing it well. You will have all the answers because you have worked all of them through. So the quiz should be very easy for you. So when you're doing the quiz, you can look through your whole packet or just redo the problems and then answer from there. Please ask if you have any questions. I have the Remind app. I have email. Please ask me at any time, and I will get right back to you. Thank you.